This is Deadlock, Valve's newest game. Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. In this video what we're going to do is break down everything we know about this game so far. Essentially what this is think of Overwatch, think of Valorant, think of Orcs Must Die, think of Smite, think of Dota 2 all smashed together into a game. So what we believe this is this kind of third person 6v6 4-lane MOBA that's a shooter, and it's being worked on by Dota 2 developer IceFrog. And we're expecting an announcement very, very soon. So let's break all of this down. This is an image of one of the heroes in the game. This is Grey Talon. Now, one thing you need to be aware of is the screenshots you're about to see in this video are from either an alpha or a very early beta. Things will be different when an official announcement is made. However, it is still worth looking over these because you can see and almost chronicle the history of the game's development. But anyway, we're not interested in that in the moment. What we're interested in is actually trying to work out what this game is and looking at the information that we've got already and then try and piece it all together. So Grey Talon delivers long-range skill shots. Now remember, this is meant to be a third-person FPS game. That is also a MOBA. So a third-person FPS MOBA that's 6v6 with lanes. And a fast transit system, but we'll get onto that in a second. Question will be is how accurate is it actually in first-person mode? Is there even a first-person mode? Like, can you go from third to first-person? Who knows? Are you always stuck in third-person? Again, who knows? One of the reasons games tend to go for third-person is it's much easier to sell cosmetics in those games. But anyway, look at these abilities for this hero. Delivers long-range skill shots. The first ability looks to be some sort of like arrow maybe breaking the sound barrier, so like a rapid shot arrow potentially. Number two, if we've got any fans of Overwatch out there in the chat, that looks like some sort of double jump kind of side dash thing. 3 looks like a trap, and the icon kind of indicates that it's either capturing or slowing down whoever has stood in the trap. And number 4, honestly, I've got no idea. That could be some sort of ricocheting arrow. It could be a completely different projectile. I'm not sure. But it says, a cunning predator, Grey Talon uses a combination of deadly accuracy, traps, and clever positioning to bring down the toughest of opponents. Yeah, and there's also a button to Hero Sandbox, which I believe is just going to be a practice range or test environment for the hero, so you can check out their abilities. This is where things get really interesting. So this screenshot, we believe this is one of the newer screenshots. You can sort of see the environment. It's almost like this sci-fi European aesthetic. It looks like a Half-Life 2 aesthetic, kind of like a Citadel style aesthetic. But what you can see here is the teammates on the top and the enemy team as well. There's only one on each team at the moment, it looks like, or potentially 2. But what's interesting from this screenshot is we get a look at the UI, and we get a look, and it feels kind of very Team Fortressy, doesn't it? With, I think it's just the font or the typeface that's actually giving me those vibes. Anyway, you can see top right hand side, last hit, so that's definitely going to be a mechanic in this game, which makes sense if it's inspired by Dota and they're going down the MOBA path. But yeah, you can see the abilities at the bottom of the screen. You can see what appears to be the health and maybe some sort of energy or resource UI next to the character. And obviously it's in third person, and you can see the ammo in the middle of the screen, I think. 25 of whatever this hero's shooting, which seems to be some sort of possible flame or fire attack from their fingers, because they've got sort of finger guns and they look burnt, and that kind of looks like a little bit of a flame. But very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. So this is apparently the oldest screenshot in all of the leaked content so far, but it does give us additional information. So there's a few things to look at here. Firstly, top of the screen, you can see it's 6v6. Fans of Overwatch 1, they love 6v6. Anyway, let's move on. Bottom right-hand side, you can see the map. Now, the mini-map is kind of showing you the different lanes, and you can see where it looks like various heroes are fighting each other. Now, what is interesting about this screenshot is in the sky, you can see this rail system. That is the fast travel system, which we believe gets you back to the lanes much quicker after you die. So if you get killed, you respawn, you get on the fast transit system, and it takes you back to the fight. So here is a closer look at this fast transit system. So this screenshot, again, gives us a good sort of image and an idea of the aesthetic they're going for. But also, you can see the Team Fortress 2 font there if you look very closely on the red font there. Anyway, what we've got here is this yellow line going through the map. And if you read the description here of the lane minimap, it says lanes. There are 4 lanes, each with a transit line that players can ride to move quickly. So again, this is getting you back to the fight really fast, and you can see where those lanes are. And the map obviously is mirrored, it looks like. Is it mirrored? It looks like it is. There might be some little changes to it based off what we can sort of see there on the thing. But yeah, the lanes look fairly mirrored, it looks like. Anyway, What is interesting about this screenshot as well is you can see this is kind of like the get started, the tutorial sort of phase they've got in this build of the game. You've got overview, basic controls, gaining power, special moves. Then you've got introduction, lanes, which we're looking at the moment, troopers, which I presume are your standard, like, you know, spawns, guardians, probably slightly bigger, walkers. I mean, we're going to get like striders from Half-Life 2 in this game, and then base. Yeah, wow, this is super interesting to me, this is, guys. I mean, yeah. So this is Gabe Follower, where a lot of this information is coming from, a very reliable source of Valve information. And he says this: Deadlock, next Valve game, previously known as Neon Prime, Citadel. Competitive third-person hero-based shooter, 6v6 battling on huge maps with 4 lanes, usable abilities and items, tower defense mechanics, fantasy setting mixed with steampunk, magicians, weird creatures and robots, fast travel using floating rails, similar to BioShock Infinite. He then goes on to say, basically fast-paced, interesting ADHD gameplay, combination of Dota 2, Team Fortress 2, Overwatch, Valorant, Smite, Orcs Must Die, hero design pretty much inspired by Dota universe, main map references modern steampunk European city, a little bit like Half-Life. Initially, game had sci-fi elements inspired by Half-Life and Portal, but after bad feedback from dev team, decided to focus on fantasy. And this is where I'll kind of come in. Like, I kind of would have preferred a sci-fi game, to be honest. I think we've got a lot of fantasy games out there, but I do think that, yeah, the data probably shows that most people do prefer fantasy-style settings over some, like, crazy futuristic setting. But, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, but it is what it is. So this is a tweet where we got the images from, but Gabe Follower also adds a little bit of info. Since testers started sharing Deadlock screenshots all over the place, here's ones I can verify featuring one of the heroes called Grey Talon. So again, this is going back to the thing that Gabe Follower is a fairly reliable source. So I would take what he is tweeting as actual content. Now, obviously, Valve, they're known for cancelling games, and this potentially might get cancelled, who knows. But we do think there is a lot of people involved at the moment in an alpha or even a very early closed beta for the game. That's why we're starting to see more and more leaks, and as time goes on, I'm sure we'll see more. And this leads us into the question of, when are Valve actually going to announce this game? Well, check this out. This is Summer Games Fest. It is on the 7th of June, and if you look at the round of partners, or round 1 2024 partners image that has been tweeted, yeah, there's a Steam logo. Why would there be a Steam logo? Is a Steam going to announce their new game, or at least show off more content for Deadlock? I mean, it's highly plausible, isn't it? This is Pavel. Pavel runs SteamDB. I'm sure you guys know what SteamDB is. Again, adding more credibility to these leaks. Here's a leaked Deadlock, which is to be believed renamed from Neon Prime. Screenshot that got posted on 4chan. I saw this screenshot before. So yeah, just adds more validity to all of the claims. There's also a bit more info over on 4chan. I'm going to show you this screenshot, but I'm not going to show you the other screenshots from 4chan because let's say they contain questionable content. But anyway, this one says it's a Smite-like, League of Legends-like, with Dota-like mechanics, but it features a brand spanking revolutionary public transport system that takes place in an alt history Neo-London where Brexit never happened. So again, yeah, more info on this transit system and the way it's being added into the game. And I mean, this is a big mechanic in a MOBA game, like being able to get instantly back to the fight. I mean, that's pretty could be game changing, right? So what about Neon Prime? Well, we're going to go over to Dota Esports and take a look at this article from a couple of years ago now. Valve's secret Neon Prime project could be a new sci-fi Dota game. Now, of course, we know it's not sci-fi anymore, it's more fantasy, and we know it's not called Neon Prime, we know it's called Deadlock. Speculation around Valve quietly registering a trademark for something called Neon Prime was already at fever pitch, but now it seems like we can narrow down just what kind of project it might end up becoming. No specifics about the game were shared beyond that concept, but it does appear that if this is true, it is being helmed by Dota creator IceFrog and will explore various dimensions and elements like the ever-growing importance of the Continuum and the general location of Altoria. McVickers, who is a very prominent Valve news YouTuber, points to Neon Prime not being an FPS, which makes sense if it is taking place in the universe of Dota. Additionally, this title is entirely unrelated to another project that has been in the works at Valve called Half-Life Citadel. These sources sharing information with McVicker are also likely to be reputable, since he accurately shared information about Valve's VR title Half-Life Alyx years before it was officially revealed. It has done the same for a number of other titles across different developers, though occasionally to mixed success. IceFrog is the original lead developer for Dota 2 and among the leads from the original Defense of the Ancients Dota that started as Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos custom game. He has been working with Valve since 2009 on what would eventually become Dota 2, where he remains working as an anonymous figure behind the scenes to this day, as far as fans are aware. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's everything we know so far about Deadlock. This is looking to be a very interesting game. Now, it seems like a crazy blender of a lot of different games all smashed together into one. Can Valve even pull this off? I don't know, but we're going to get more information on this very soon, I would imagine. Considering the quantity of the leaks coming out now, considering what looks to be a game that has been worked on for a long time, a game that is in a very wide testing phase at the moment, we're going to get more info. So I would expect an official comment off Valve fairly soon. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. As ever, if you did enjoy the video, then do like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below on where you think this game could go. Even if you think this game's real or not real, I don't know. I want to see what you guys think. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I've been Stylosa, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you soon.